Have you ever had this feeling? It's the middle of the afternoon, right after a big lunch, and an irresistible wave of sleepiness hits you? Your mind gets all foggy, your energy levels crash, and all you can dream of is finding a bed to lie down on. Or have you ever wondered why, even when we try to eat healthy with 3 full meals, problems with weight, fatigue, and even illness just don't seem to go away? We've been taught since we were kids, eat breakfast like a king, lunch like a prince, and dinner like a pauper. The 3 meals a day mantra has been drilled into our minds as an unshakable truth for good health. But what if I told you that this core belief might just be one of the biggest mistakes of our modern society? What if eating 3 meals a day isn't making you healthier, but is instead silently rusting your body from the inside out, making you age faster and paving the way for a host of serious diseases? It sounds shocking and hard to believe, right? That's exactly how I felt, until I got my hands on the book, Being Hungry Makes You Healthy, 1 meal a day and you'll look 20 years younger, by the Japanese doctor Yoshinori Nagumo. This isn't just some theoretical book. The author, a reputable surgeon, used himself as a guinea pig, adopting a 1 meal a day practice for over 20 years. And the result? Now in his late 60s, he looks a good 20 years younger than his actual age, has a robust body, and a remarkably sharp mind. In today's video, we're going to embark on a deep journey, turning every page of Being Hungry Makes You Healthy together. We will unpack the scientific reasoning behind this seemingly radical idea. We'll find out if letting your stomach rumble with hunger is truly the key to activating an extraordinary power of healing and rejuvenation that lies dormant within each of us. So, get ready with an open mind, because what you're about to hear might completely change the way you see food, health, and your own body. Let's begin this adventure of knowledge. Before we get to the solution, let's do something important. Let's question what we've always accepted as true. Why did the concept of 3 meals a day become so universal? Let's turn back the clock for a moment. Human history, my friends, isn't a story of abundance. It's a long, arduous history of battling against starvation. Our ancestors lived a feast or famine existence. They hunted, they gathered, and there were days they found nothing to eat. Their bodies were forged to survive extraordinarily well under those harsh conditions. So, where did the habit of eating 3 regular belly-filling meals come from? It only really emerged in the last few decades, when modern agriculture boomed, and we, for the first time in history, escaped the haunting fear of famine. And do you know who was the most enthusiastic promoter of this message? The food industry. Massive advertising campaigns painted a picture for us. You need cereal and milk for breakfast to have energy. You need a hearty lunch for a productive workday. And you need a cozy dinner to cap off the day. The message, eat more, eat often, was repeated endlessly, not just to make you healthier, but to drive a very practical goal: to increase food consumption. We unintentionally became the perfect consumers in a giant machine. Now, let's look at the natural world. A lion, after eating its fill of a gazelle, won't even glance at a rabbit running by. It rests, it digests, and it only hunts again when its body truly gives the signal. It listens to its body. And what about us? Even if we had a late breakfast at 9 a.m., the clock strikes 12 and we feel compelled to go for lunch. Right after lunch, we're already thinking about what's for dinner. We eat by the clock, by habit, not by our body's actual needs. Dr. Nagumo points out a bitter irony of our time. We have more food than ever and more nutritional knowledge than ever. Yet why are the diseases of abundance, obesity, type 2 diabetes, high cholesterol, heart disease, and even cancer and infertility skyrocketing? The answer, according to the author, isn't that we're eating the wrong foods, but that we are eating too much. The greatest enemy of modern health isn't scarcity, it is nutritional surplus. When you continuously feed your body every few hours, it never gets a chance to process everything. The excess calories are stored as fat. At first, it's the fat under your skin, but then it becomes something far more dangerous: visceral fat. Had you ever seen those hard, round beer bellies? That's not just a cosmetic issue. It's a ticking time bomb. It's fat that's wrapping itself around your liver, your intestines, and your stomach, causing a condition called metabolic syndrome, the mother of all serious illnesses. So, the three-meal habit we've trusted for so long might actually be the very thing pushing us into a cycle of disease. It's truly something to think about, isn't it? Realizing this, Dr. Nagumo himself, at the age of 45 and facing excess weight, high blood pressure, and constant fatigue, decided to go against the crowd. He started a revolution within his own body, and that revolution began with a simple act: eating less. So, what exactly is the magic that happens when we allow our bodies to be hungry? Where does the secret lie? Let's find out the most fascinating part of the book in the next section. My friends, this part is the heart of the book. It's where the life-changing moments are. Dr. Nagumo explains that because we inherited the legacy of ancestors who survived hunger and cold, we all carry a kind of dormant superpower. He calls it the survival gene. Imagine the survival gene as an elite squad, a team of superheroes lying dormant inside your body. This team includes the hunger gene for energy storage, the longevity gene for cell repair, the immunity gene to fight off illness, the anti-cancer gene, and the recovery gene. They are all waiting for a single signal to be awakened. And that signal, ironically, is hunger. That rumbling feeling in your stomach that we so often fear is actually the battle cry, calling this elite squad to wake up and get to work. Let's see what this team can do. Firstly, activating the ultimate fat-burning machine. When you eat constantly, your body is like a car running on only one type of fuel: glucose. It's easy to use, but it runs out quickly. But when you leave your stomach empty for 12 hours or more, the glucose reserves run dry. At this point, your body is forced to switch to backup fuel mode. It starts doing something extraordinary. It burns stored fat, especially that dangerous visceral fat, to create an alternative energy source called ketones. Ketones aren't just energy, they are superfuel. They are cleaner, producing fewer free radicals, the molecules that cause aging and cell damage, than glucose, and they are especially good for the brain. This is why many people who fast report feeling sharper and more creative than ever. Your belly fat isn't the enemy. It's a treasure chest of energy waiting to be unlocked. Secondly, awakening the DNA repair crew. This is the part that truly blew my mind. Inside our bodies, we have a group of genes called sirtuins, also known as longevity genes. Picture sirtuins as a professional DNA repair crew. Every day, our DNA is attacked by countless factors, causing small errors. Over time, these accumulated errors lead to aging and disease. The problem is, this sirtuin crew is quite lazy. When the body is well fed, they don't do much. They only really roll up their sleeves and get to work when they sense a crisis signal. That is when the body is hungry. When activated by hunger, sirtuins patrol all 50 trillion cells in your body, searching for and repairing any damaged genes. The classic experiment on rhesus monkeys proved this. The monkeys whose food intake was reduced by 40% not only lived 1.4 to 1.6 times longer, but they also looked significantly younger. Their fur was smooth and their skin was firm, while the well-fed monkeys had sagging faces and thin fur. This is the power of anti-aging from the very root. As David Sinclair, a leading anti-aging scientist at Harvard, has said, one of the most reliable ways to bolster the body's defenses against disease and aging is to eat less. Thirdly, starting the miraculous self-cleaning process. Did you know that the 2016 Nobel Prize in Medicine was awarded for research on a process called autophagy? Auto means self, and phagy means to eat. Autophagy literally means to eat oneself. It sounds scary, but this is one of creation's most magical purification processes. When the body lacks incoming energy, i.e., when you're hungry, it becomes incredibly smart. It starts to clean house. It seeks out old, damaged components within the cells, misfolded proteins, worn-out organelles, even invading bacteria and viruses. Then it engulfs them and breaks them down into new amino acids and energy for reuse. Imagine your body is a house. Eating 3 meals a day is like constantly throwing trash into the house without ever cleaning it. The house becomes dirty, polluted, and a breeding ground for disease. Fasting is the act of stopping the trash and giving your body time to perform a deep, comprehensive cleanup. This autophagy process strengthens the immune system, helps prevent cancer and neurodegenerative diseases, and of course, rejuvenates your cells. This mechanism is strongly activated after about 24 hours of fasting. So, to sum it up, when you hear your stomach rumbling, it's not an alarm bell. It's a cheer. It's the sound of the fat-burning engine starting up, the DNA repair crew getting to work, and the automatic cleaning system being activated. You are not being starved. You are being healed and rejuvenated at a cellular level. Understanding this turns fasting from a miserable ordeal into an enjoyable and exciting journey. But how can we, who have been accustomed to 3 meals a day for decades, begin this journey? Is it safe? Dr. Nagumo provides an incredibly smart and humane roadmap. Let's explore it right now. One of my favorite things about this book is that the author doesn't just tell us to immediately jump into a 1-meal-a-day diet. He understands that's a sudden and difficult change. Instead, he offers a 3-step roadmap, like steps on a staircase, allowing you to climb slowly, steadily, and most importantly, enjoyably. Step 1. The warm-up. Sticking to 3 basic meals. If you're currently eating 3 main meals, plus all sorts of snacks in between, the first step is very simple. Cut out all the snacks. Just eat 3 proper meals: breakfast, lunch, and dinner. But there's a golden rule here, the 80% full rule. This means that in each meal, you only eat until you feel about 60 to 80% full. Stop when you feel just right, not when you feel stuffed. A little trick is to serve your food on your plate just once and not go back for seconds. This step helps your body get used to eating a little less and creates complete breaks between meals, giving your digestive system time to rest. Do this for a few weeks until you feel completely comfortable. Step 2. The upgrade. Dropping 1 meal. Intermittent fasting 16/8. Once you're used to step 1, it's time to take it up a notch. You'll choose to skip 1 meal, usually breakfast or dinner. This is the famous 16/8 intermittent fasting method. It means you'll have an eating window of 8 hours and fast for the remaining 16 hours. 16 hours might sound long, but it actually includes the time you're asleep. For example, if you choose to skip breakfast, you could have lunch at 12 p.m. and finish dinner by 8 p.m. The period from 8 p.m. one night to 12 p.m. the next day is your 16-hour fast. During this phase, the author gives a special tip. If you don't have time for a nap, try to limit your carb intake at lunch. A sudden spike in blood sugar will make you very sleepy in the early afternoon. Instead, prioritize protein, green vegetables, and fruits. A crucial warning for coffee lovers: don't drink coffee on an empty stomach. Caffeine can stimulate your stomach to produce more acid, which can damage the stomach lining over time. The author suggests replacing it with burdock root tea, a very healthy tea we'll talk more about later. Step 3. The destination, if you're ready. 1 meal a day. After practicing intermittent fasting for a while and feeling your body is fully adapted and full of energy, you can consider taking the final step. The author suggests that the most ideal meal of the day is dinner, because afterward you can go to sleep and let your body focus on recovery and rejuvenation. In the first few days, you will definitely feel ravenously hungry around lunchtime. In those moments, smile and tell yourself, my body is burning fat. It's healing itself. Instead of fighting it, deeply feel that hunger. If the feeling is too overwhelming, you can absolutely have a light snack like a piece of fruit or a few nuts. Don't be too strict with yourself. Flexibility is the key to success. So, is this method for everyone? Of course, when I researched this book on forums and read reviews, not everyone agreed completely. And this is an important point that BookSmart Insights wants to share with you for a well-rounded view. Many nutritionists and doctors argue that a 1 meal a day approach can be too extreme and isn't suitable for everyone. For example, children, growing teenagers, pregnant or breastfeeding women. These groups have very high nutritional needs and should not follow such a restrictive diet. People with type 1 diabetes, a history of eating disorders, or those on medication that needs to be taken with food must consult a doctor carefully. Athletes or people with physically demanding jobs, they need a constant supply of energy to maintain performance. These criticisms are completely valid. Dr. Nagumo's book presents a powerful perspective and philosophy, but it's not a one-size-fits-all formula. The most important thing, as the author also emphasizes, is to listen to your own body. You might find that stopping at step 2, intermittent fasting 16-8, is perfect for you and already provides amazing health benefits. So, if we choose to eat 1 meal a day, how do we ensure we don't become deficient in nutrients? What should that golden meal consist of? The answer is in the next section. Dr. Nagumo wrote a beautiful line. The moment we eat is like a moment of communion between the food gifted by creation and the soul within our body. When you only have 1 meal a day, that meal becomes incredibly precious. It's no longer about just filling an empty stomach. It's a ritual to nourish your body with the very best. So what is the formula for this perfect meal? It's very simple and based on one core principle: whole nutrition. This means eating the entirety of a living thing. For protein, instead of eating a piece of beef or pork, which is only a part of the animal, the author advises us to prioritize small animals that we can eat whole. The number one choice is small fish. Why? Because you can eat the head, the bones, the skin, and the organs. The head contains DHA for the brain, the bones provide calcium, and the skin has collagen. Moreover, fish oil, omega-3, is a good fat that doesn't solidify in our blood vessels like the fat from warm-blooded animals, pork, beef. A portion of small fish about the size of your fist is enough. For vegetables, similarly, apply the whole principle. We often have the habit of peeling vegetables, throwing away the roots, and cutting off the leaves. But did you know that the skin of fruits and vegetables, like apple peels or sweet potato skins, contains the most antioxidants to protect them from the environment? The roots absorb all the nutrients from the earth, and the leaves soak up the sun's energy. Try to eat the leaves, the bulb, and the roots of vegetables. For example, eat carrots with the skin on and eat the leafy greens of radishes. For carbs, always prioritize whole grains. Choose brown rice, rolled oats, and various beans instead of white rice, which has been heavily processed and stripped of its nutrient-rich bran. And finally, there are 4 enemies you need to limit as much as possible. Number 1, don't overeat. Always remember the 60 to 80% rule. Number 2, don't eat too much bad fat. Number 3, don't use too much salt, even good salts like Himalayan or sea salt. Number 4, absolutely avoid refined sugar. The author considers sugar from sweets and soft drinks the hidden enemy of youth, even worse than tobacco. It causes a process called glycation, where sugar sticks to proteins in your body, leading to wrinkled skin and hardened arteries. A simple meal of a small grilled fish, a bowl of brown rice mixed with beans, and a side of steamed vegetables eaten with their skins dipped in a little soy sauce. That's enough. A balanced, clean, and nutritionally complete meal. But a healthy lifestyle isn't just about food. It needs other perfect pieces to complete the puzzle. What are they? Exercise. Walking is king. Dr. Nagumo's view on exercise is also quite unique. He's not a fan of high-intensity sports like heavy weightlifting or marathon running. He offers an interesting theory. Our hearts have a finite number of beats in a lifetime. Pushing your heart rate to skyrocket with strenuous exercise is like wastefully spending your heart's lifespan. Of course, this view is quite controversial, as much modern research shows that high-intensity training helps strengthen the heart, lowering the resting heart rate. However, his core advice is incredibly practical and accessible to everyone. Walk a lot. Walking's a fantastic form of exercise that improves blood circulation, especially returning blood from the legs to the heart, without putting too much stress on the body. The author walks every day, always keeping his back straight, swinging his arms rhythmically, and enjoying every step. Turn walking into a joy, a form of moving meditation, rather than a mandatory chore. Sleep. Hunt for the golden hours. If there were a magic potion for rejuvenation, it would be sleep. But it's not just about getting 8 hours. What matters most is when you sleep. The author emphasizes the golden hours of sleep, from 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. This is the window when growth hormone, the hormone of youth, is secreted most powerfully. What does this hormone do? It burns visceral fat, heals damage in your blood vessels, and stimulates collagen production to make your skin firm and bright. If you stay up late, you miss this precious golden window. Sleeping in late the next day cannot compensate for it. So try to go to bed early. It's the best gift you can give your health and beauty. Small notes, big meanings. Don't fear the cold. Give your body a chance to warm itself by burning visceral fat. Occasional exposure to cold, like taking a cool shower, can boost your immune system. Find joy in everything. Life has its share of frustrations, but instead of getting discouraged, try to find a small joy in what you do. When washing dishes, enjoy the feeling of sparkling clean plates. At work, create a pleasant corner for yourself. Joy is the most effective stress reliever. Connection. The author also talks about the benefits of having a life partner or a pet. The feeling of loving and being loved, of emotional connection, releases positive hormones that help you live longer and happier. And so, we've covered all the core philosophies of being hungry makes you healthy. What an eye-opening journey it's been, hasn't it? Dear friends of BookSmart Insights, we have reached the end of our journey exploring the book Being Hungry Makes You Healthy. 1 meal a day and you'll look 20 years younger. We started by questioning a seemingly unshakable habit of eating 3 meals a day. We discovered the incredible secret of the survival gene and how hunger can awaken the body's phenomenal power of self-healing and rejuvenation. And we now have a detailed roadmap, a meal formula, and lifestyle tips to start our own health revolution. The core message that Dr. Nagumo wants to convey and what BookSmart Insights wants to leave you with is this: become your own doctor. Learn to listen to your body. This lifestyle isn't about self-punishment. It's an art of living, a choice for a higher quality of life. Not just living longer, but living healthier, sharper, and more youthful in every moment. It doesn't require expensive supplements or complicated treatments. It only requires a shift in mindset and a little persistence. It gives us back the power to control our own health. Now, I would love to hear from you. What do you think about this rather radical idea? Do you believe in the power of letting your body be hungry? Or have you ever tried intermittent fasting or a similar method? What was your experience like? Please share your stories and thoughts in the comments below. Every comment you leave is a valuable piece of knowledge for our BookSmart Insights community. If you found that this video gave you a new perspective, a spark of inspiration, or some useful knowledge, please don't hesitate to give it a like to help spread this video to more people. If you love discovering yourself through the pages of books, make sure to hit that subscribe button for BookSmart Insights and the little bell icon next to it so you won't miss any of our future videos. Thank you for listening all the way to the end. I wish you health, clarity, and abundant energy. Goodbye, and see you in the next video.